Good afternoon, everyone. I am Ken Tate. I'm the Director of External Relations and Engagement for the Department of Computer Science. On behalf of NC State University, the College of Engineering, the Department of Computer Science, and all our faculty and staff, it is my honor to welcome you to this, our Fall 2021 Diploma Ceremony. I literally, someone's clapping. I literally had to stop and check the calendar before I came up, and it is actually December 2021. It's been a while since we've held one of these events. 721 days to be exact. The last time we had a diploma ceremony was the fall of 2029, or fall of 2019. I knew I'd mess that up. But to say that we're excited really is an understatement, and we're so glad to share this special moment with all of you today. Our graduates are behind these doors. They're anxiously awaiting their entry into the arena. But before they come in, I've been asked to make a few brief yet important remarks. First of all, just want to say thank you to the athletics department for providing us access to this wonderful facility. This is Reynolds Coliseum for those of you who may not be aware. I bet many of you are fully aware of this place and may have some memories like I do before it was renovated. So if these walls could talk, they would tell tales of incredible sporting events. They would tell tales of concerts and presidential visits and dignitaries. And they would tell the story of students that waited in line for Change Day. How many of you have ever heard of Change Day? I see a couple hands. So for those of you who are not familiar with Change Day, before there was internet, students had to come and stand in the sweltering heat in August on this floor here to drop and add classes. That was Change Date. So that is in my collective bank of memories associated with this building. You may have your own. Today we're going to add a new memory to that collection, and we're really, really excited about that. Also want to say thanks to the ePartners program, thanks to the Engineering Foundation for providing the funding for today. And I want to make a special thanks, Charles Hall and the ECE team. We want to thank you guys. Something that most of you aren't aware, and I bet our own faculty and staff are not so much aware, but if it weren't for our partnership with the ECE department and them helping us out, things that we provide like the live streaming of this event and the video productions would not be possible, certainly would not be possible at the quality that we're able to provide them. And so thank you to our colleagues over in ECE. If you happen to know someone who was not able to be here today and they might like to watch online, that'd be a great time to text them. They can find the link on our homepage. But know if they can't make it and you'd like to maybe go back and look at the event later, we'll be captured on video and it'll be on our department YouTube channel probably within the next week or so. So be on the lookout for that. You know, this is an incredibly special day, not only for you, but especially for our graduates. For many of them, most of them actually, it will represent the pinnacle of their academic achievement. So we've done everything that we can to make this a dignified and memorable ceremony, and given the circumstances that we're all in the world today, to try to make it a safe one for everybody. So with that in mind, you play a special role. So these next few remarks are directed to you and how you can help us maintain that respectful, dignified, and safe environment. First of all, I respectfully remind everybody, I see all the masks, and just everybody seems to be aware that it is NC State's policy that we have to wear a mask inside, and you'll only see our speakers for the most part without a mask, and then we'll mask up when we leave. So we remind you of that. Also, now would be a great time to silence, turn off cell phones or any devices that might actually distract those sitting around you. And everybody has you have a device in your pocket probably that takes pictures and videos. And we encourage you to take all the pictures and videos that you would like, but just know that we'd like for you to do it from where you're seated. This space, certainly down here on the floor, is being protected for our professional photographers. And speaking of that, your graduates will be receiving some proofs later on. No obligation to buy any of them, but we think you'll appreciate the quality of the photos that they will receive. Fourth, we just like to ask everybody remain seated unless you have an emergency. Remain seated for the entire duration of the event. This will help protect the sight lines and minimize any disruptions. And more importantly, just allow everybody, regardless of whether you're son or daughter, his last name A or Z, you'll be able to hear and see them as they walk the stage. So we ask your cooperation with that. And then finally, and this is a new one for us, and I think it speaks to the time that we're in, when we depart today, at the end of the ceremony, our faculty and staff will leave first, followed by students, and our marshals will direct us through the Grand Hall and right out the doors of the front of Reynolds Coliseum. We would normally congregate in that Grand Hall. It's a beautiful, beautiful facility. But because of the COVID protocols, we think it's really unsafe. We know that you'll want to drop those masks and take those pictures and enjoy it, and there are plenty of fantastic places around campus, out front, and all around. And we encourage you to go take those pictures out there where it's nice and safe. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, faculty and staff, and all in attendance today, I ask that you rise as our fall 2021 graduates enter the arena.
Good afternoon. What a great crowd. Welcome to the December 2021 graduation ceremony of the NC State Computer Science Department. I'm Greg Rothermel. I'm the head of the Department of Computer Science. I have to tell you how thrilled I am to be here today. As Ken Tate said, it's been 2 years since we were able to do this in person, and it's really one of my favorite events in the whole year, and we get to usually have it twice a year, and it's just nice to be here in person. I'm glad to see all of you here. Graduates, you've all come a long way to get to this day. You've all worked hard and faced challenges. You've all endured a closed campus and online classes and all the uncertainties around returning to campus and to classrooms with all sorts of protocols in place. But all of you have persevered, and you've all made it to today. Congratulations. We're all here to celebrate this with you, and you should too. We hope that you'll go forward from today and find a job and a career that you find fulfilling, and we hope you'll use the opportunities you have to make a positive impact on the world and on the other people you encounter along the way. We'll all be rooting for you. Before I introduce our graduation speaker, I want to thank a few people. First, I'd like to thank the faculty who devoted their time and knowledge for these students. Our faculty work very hard with an absolute passion for the success of our students, and this extends in a special way to the PhD students who they mentor for multiple years. Faculty, would you please stand for a moment? And would everyone please join me in thanking the faculty? Second, it's the staff of the department who keep it going every day. That staff, led by Mrs. Linda Honeycutt, show their dedication to the students in the department all through the year. And I want to thank them for everything that they do for every one of us. And that includes organizing this graduation. So staff, would you please stand for a moment, and everyone thank the staff. I'd also like to thank the students who volunteered to be marshals during this ceremony. There are student ambassadors, and they do a great job representing our department. And student ambassadors, would you please stand for just a moment while we thank you? And I'd like to thank Ken Tate and the sponsors of the ceremony, the NC State Engineering Foundation, and all the members of the Computer Science ePartners program. As Ken told you, he's our Director of Corporate and External Relations and leads our ePartners program and does an amazing job. If there are any representatives of our ePartners here, could they please stand? And Ken, you too. Thank you. And now, friends and families of the graduates. Today would not be possible without your personal, emotional, and financial support of these graduates through all the ups and downs and stresses they faced. And you had an extra hard batch of stresses to face. But you were there to listen to them and to believe in them, and now you're here to celebrate with them. Friends and families of the graduates, would you please stand? Please. Friends and families, please stand. Graduates, please turn your heads and thank the people who helped you get through this. Thank you, everyone. And finally, graduates, I want to thank all of you. Your friends and family, our faculty and staff, we're all very proud of you. Helping you and supporting you is how we get our pleasure helping people in the world. That's how we make a difference in the world. So we're all very grateful to you for allowing us to be part of your lives and your successes. So we'll be cheering you on as you move on to your next steps. And graduates, it's your turn to stand. And everyone, please join me in congratulating these amazing graduates. Now it's my honor to introduce our guest speaker, Dr. Kamala Subramaniam. Kamala is currently the Google Engineering Site Lead in Durham, North Carolina. She's responsible for growing Google Cloud's presence in North Carolina and building an ecosystem that includes academia, industry, and local communities. In her current position, Kamala focuses on research, scientific discovery, and technological advancement, all with a keen focus on diversity and inclusiveness. Kamala began her career at Google in the Bay Area in 2016, where she was an engineering leader for Google's infrastructure networks and helped ensure the scalability, efficiency, and reliability of all of Google's networks. Kamala is also the diversity inclusion leader for Google Networking and is passionate about hiring and growing underrepresented talent in her organizations. Kamala received her MS and PhD right here at NC State from the Computer Engineering Department right across the bridge from us. And she serves on the CS Department's Strategic Advisory Board. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our very special guest speaker this afternoon, Kamala Subramaniam.
Thank you, Ken and Professor Rosenthal. It is indeed an honor. And thanks to all of you and your families for sharing time on what is one of your most important days of your life. My talk might not be interesting, but I promise you I'll keep it short. I remember many things about the years I spent at NC State, including my graduation day. But I do not remember who my commencement speaker was or what they had to say. Yet here I am, exactly 15 years to the day I graduated, on the other side. I spent too much time eating at Golden Dragon, drinking at Sammy's Tap and Grill. In an act of bravery or stupidity, and the verdict is still out there, I took CSC 579, Introduction to Computer Performance Modeling, and tanked my GPA. Sorry, Professor Ruskus, but that's not a 500 series course. What I'm trying to tell you is that there is hope. And I know what it took for you all to be graduating today. You made it. Congratulations. I didn't leave NC State with the perfect GPA or the dream campus job. What I left with is strong fundamentals in engineering, the love of my professors and the administrators, and the best friends I made for life right here on campus. Today, if I do miss anyone, it is Dr. Arnie Nilsson, my advisor, who was also a second father to me during the days I spent my PhD program here. Rest in peace, Dr. Nilsson. What I'd like to share with you today is my journey since graduation in the past 15 years, with some anecdotes and hopefully some lessons learned along the way. I graduated and I went to work for a startup for 8 years. During those years, I had 2 kids. The startup got acquired. The job came easy to me. Finally, Microsoft came calling, and after 5 months of convincing me and a bigger paycheck, I decided, it's time to move. I remember the last day very vividly. I had submitted my resignation. My colleagues had taken me for a farewell lunch, and we were finally discussing compensation numbers. It was then that I realized that Microsoft was actually paying me at market. My current company had been underpaying me for years, far less than my peers and far less than my juniors for much better work. I went back into the office, stormed into my VP's room, never mind that he was on an important customer call. What's he going to do, fire me? And raised hell. I remember becoming a different person that day. My VP quickly took care of it. He sent me home with a check. But I remember walking out of his room, down the stairs, and my legs felt like jelly, and I sat down, and then the tears came. A very good friend and a colleague came to find me, and he told me that in all those years, I never looked for other opportunities. I never built on my skill sets, and I never picked up a phone call and got counter offers. Here I was sitting and crying and feeling hurt that my loyalty was taken for granted. And there he was telling me it was my fault. He had told me that I was complacent. And that is my lesson number 1. Complacency is the kiss of death. Take stock of what you're doing today. Does it come easy to you? Are you confident you're never going to fail? Do you have all the skill sets for the task at hand? If you answered yes to all those questions, you're complacent. The moment you reduce expectations of yourself, you risk complacency. To bust myself out of the complacency, I exercised a 70-30 variation of a rule. 30% of what I do each day is something that is going to make me uncomfortable. I'm going to have an intense physical reaction to it. Flushed cheeks, a raised heartbeat, tongue paralysis, a deer in the headlight look, something like what I'm going through right now. And when I know that I'm uncomfortable, that really translates to I'm learning new skills and building new sets of muscles for my next job. Because you see, a career is nothing but a carefully curated list of jobs that eventually make sense one day. And today I've upped the stakes to 50-50. The new me had now busted complacency, and I was working for some of the best employers in the world. I now realized I had another problem at hand. I had suddenly become way more ambitious, and the world was not ready for me. The world missed the memo. I waited for years in the rungs for the right scope and opportunity to match my skill sets. I was subject to several biases. I was called aggressive when I was only trying to be assertive. I was subject to the maternal wall, and I was held to much higher standards and rigorous requirements than my male peers. I remember being at a conference called NANOG in Seattle, and in between conferences, many companies take time to talk shop. So after lunch, we had a conference room that was booked. I was the first one in, and I saw a coffee machine in the corner, and I started brewing myself some coffee to kick me out of my food coma. I was there to evaluate some of the ASIC vendors for their hardware and software optionalities to onboard them onto our network. I was traveling, so I was dressed nice. I didn't have my soccer mom clothes on. I had a dress, high heels, makeup, something like this. And the vendors walked in. They took a look at me, and they asked me to validate their parking ticket. Now, I don't know what they mistook me for, but it was certainly not a principal architect of one of the largest networks in the world. That day, I had two choices. I could either get mad or use this as a teaching opportunity. And I was feeling particularly naughty that day. So I took their passes, walked out, went to the lobby, got it validated because I had done that to my own pass a little earlier. And then I walked back in. By then, my colleagues were there, and they introduced me as the one they were waiting for. I gave them the parking passes, sat down, began the meeting. The deafening silence and the faces ballooning up due to lack of oxygen was apology enough. It took me a while, though, to learn how to bust biases and to be unapologetically ambitious, and to do it without any collateral damage. That is my second lesson. You are the CEO of your career and your life. Write down your strengths and weaknesses. Focus on your strengths, not your weaknesses. That is a productive way. Build on your self-assurance, the ability to say yes to a job when everyone around you are being naysayers. Practice autonomy, the ability to trust the choices that you make for yourself. And ensure that wherever you are, you're in a place where you feel included. That there are people that look like you and talk like you in the highest echelons of the leadership. That you have a seat at the table where decisions are being made and your vote counts. If no such door exists for you, build yourself another door and walk through it. With my newfound drive and ambition, I had realized that I have left a few people that mattered the most to me behind. My kids, Kanishk and Kashish, in the audience here, and hopefully future Wolfpackers, lacked for my time. In my hurry to climb the ladder, I left several great teams without looking out for them or having a great transition for them. I was climbing, but I was not taking people along with me. What good is our success and ambition if it takes it all the way to the top, but only offers us a bird's eye view of everyone we have left behind? This brings me to my lesson number 3, leaving behind a legacy. The story you leave behind for others to tell. The impression you leave on the next generation. Not comprised of material things, but of character, conviction, and compassion. Focus on intentional and strict prioritization of your life, not work. For me, that starts with my kids. Today, I know exactly what test is on my son's calendar and when is my daughter's next gymnastic meet. And I make sure to be present for it. Because for me, first and foremost, my legacy begins at home. The next place to leave a legacy behind is at your work. In a place of matchers, takers, and givers, be the giver. Not just financially, but in every which way. Data shows that long-term success actually belongs to givers, without any expectations, without any reciprocation. The hardest place to leave a legacy behind is for our communities. One day, you will be a sponsor. And as a sponsor, you will use your privilege, position, and power to ensure that every decision you make and every initiative you take results in equitable outcomes. It comes from a deep understanding that the baselines for our underrepresented communities are different. It was harder for them to get to the same place, their ability to take risks lower, and their ability to fail and recover harder. I wish that each one of you today can take stock of your own relative privilege and do something intentional about it for our underrepresented communities, be that women, Black plus, Latinx, Native Americans, or the LGBTQ plus communities, etc. When I look back at the several jobs I've had and the one I have today, I see a noticeable difference. I wasn't able to articulate it until I chanced upon the spiritual Japanese concept called the ikigai, which even in its most vanilla translation is quite impactful. The reason for which you wake up in the morning. It is harder to speak about a philosophy and translate that into actionable steps, but I'm going to try. It's ensuring that you have 4 aspects covered. You love what you do, you're great at what you do, the world needs what you do, and you get paid for it. Don't forget that last part. Today I'm lucky to be working in a place where I wake up each morning raring to go, loving my job, being great at it, delivering products to billions of people that transforms their life every single day, and getting compensated for it. That is my final lesson. I wish I had very early on invested in the ikigai and let that be the North Star of my life. What I wish for you today, class of 2021, is that you're able to recognize and bust complacency, that you're unapologetically ambitious and able to take the world along with your ambition, that you're able to leave a legacy behind, no matter how small, and that you find your ikigai. There is a passion in each one of you, a unique talent that brings your life purpose and meaning. Discover it and live it. For those of you who will be joining me in the Google Cloud Engineering Hub in Durham, I'm looking forward to welcoming you. Once again, congratulations to each and every one of you.
Thank you, Kamala. That was great. We appreciate you joining us for the ceremony. Now I'd like to turn the floor over to our Director of Undergraduate Advising, Dr. Barbara Adams.
Thank you, Dr. Rothermel. Can everybody hear me? Are we good? Excellent. As you know, all of our undergraduates today are special, but some of them have completed special programs, and it is my honor, no pun intended, to discuss with you and introduce some of our special students who have completed specific honors programs. As I call your names, maybe you'd like to stand if you're here and remain standing as I read about the group. We have a number of students who completed the computer science honors program. These students, in addition to completing the Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, have maintained a minimum 3.5 grade point average while completing a challenging program of computer science undergraduate study, including independent research and an honors thesis under a supervising professor. The students who fall under this category for summer 2021 are Wenyu Huang and Brendan Leck. For fall 2021, our computer science honor program completers are Andrew Benison, Dominic Brown, and Pradhan Venkatkumarian. We have another student who has completed the Benjamin Franklin Scholars Program, and that is Griffin Robert Beasing. The Ben Franklin Scholars Program is a program where students complete a major in engineering as well as one in the humanities or social sciences. Griffin completed another major in international studies with a concentration in Southeast Asian and Asian affairs, as well as a minor in Japanese. Yeah, exactly. We also have students who completed the University Scholars Program. University Scholars Program encourages students to excel academically while receiving their bachelor degree. The program requires individuals to complete at least 21 hours of honors coursework while maintaining at least a B average and graduating with an overall GPA of at least 3.25. The students who completed this program are Andrew Paul Benison, Nicole Marie Kohlberg, Emily Dreyer, Christina Gergis, Jason Michael Hurst, Ria Maria John, Michael Mandalay, Joseph Michael Lutz, and Tanvi Tumar. We also have a number of students who completed the University Honors Program. And to be recognized in this program, students complete a minimum of 12 credit hours of honors seminars, as well as a 6 credit hour capstone experience, while maintaining a grade point average of 3.25 or higher. Students in this category include Brandon James Daggerhart, Ria Maria John, and Vincent Shan. In the time-honored tradition of graduation ceremonies worldwide, I also have the honor of introducing to you 2 of our student speakers. Well, all of our undergraduates, again, I cannot emphasize how awesome they are, as well as awesome all of our graduates are today. We have selected 2 students to give a few remarks to sum up their undergraduate experiences and to both thank you and to thank their friends, family, parents, as well as to inspire their fellow graduates. The first of our student speakers today is Shalini Balagopal.
Thank you, Dr. Adams. First, congratulations to all of us for being here today. We have each been on a unique journey leading up to this moment from when we first started at NC State. I first enrolled in 2013, and I had no idea how much I would endure in order to be here. I withdrew and took time off several times due to financial hardships and the sudden loss of my sister. When we encounter so many roadblocks, it can be difficult to believe that we are even on the right path. Maybe you felt the same at some point. Still, we kept trying, and despite everything, we're finally graduating and moving forward into the next chapter of our lives. It took me 8 years. However many years it took you at college, and for all the things you had to endure along the way, you still made it here today, and that is something to be really proud of. Your hard work deserves to be recognized, and hopefully your journey through college proves to you that you can still face and take on new challenges with the same determination that got you here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Shalini. And now it's also my pleasure to introduce our other student speaker, Ryan Catelfew.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Adams and the Computer Science Department. Congratulations, fellow computer science graduates. I'm so excited to have been given the opportunity to speak with you today. Somewhere between our first year engineering design day and senior design, something exceptional happened. This campus, initially so intimidating, became our home. And although we all came to NC State from different backgrounds and life experiences, through thousands of Piazza posts, plenty of group projects, and countless late-night coffee breaks, we developed friendships that will last a lifetime. NC State is about so much more than outstanding academics. I would like to thank our professors for pushing us to solve problems, to work together, and to learn how to effectively regroup when something goes wrong. I'm grateful for the exposure to the benefits of diversity and inclusion while fostering a sense of belonging and community. The Computer Science Department has prepared us to make a difference. Whenever we learn a new language, we start by saying, "Hello, world." It's finally time for us to look beyond college and say, "Hello, world," to life. As I say my final goodbye, I would like to leave you with one thought. While walking along your life's path, be sure and remember, always think and do the extraordinary. Oh, and go Pack.
Thank you, Ryan. It is now my honor to introduce Dr. George Ruskas, who is our Director of Graduate Programs, who will begin with the presentation of degrees. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Adams. Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Computer Science Fall 2021 graduation ceremony. Congratulations, graduates. I know that this is a time that you and your family have been waiting for, and it's also so exciting that after 2 years of all virtual events, to be here back in Reynolds to celebrate your achievement. Now, faculty and staff who have been attending these graduation ceremonies know that this is the time when I insert a one-liner that mostly just computer scientists find funny, if at that, right? So today I have decided to tell you a coronavirus joke, but you'll have to wait a couple of weeks to see if you get it. All right, so with that, I will now call each graduate student to receive his or her degree, and I apologize in advance if I mispronounce your name. Please hold your applause until all names have been called. And I will start with graduates earning the PhD degree, which is the highest degree offered in our department. As I call each graduate's name, I will also announce the title of their dissertation and the name of their advisor. The graduate will remain on stage for the traditional hooding ceremony, which represents the conferral of the degree. Ruth Akitude, the dissertation title is Learning Analytics for Data-Informed Interventions in Blended Classrooms, and her advisor was Dr. Tiffany Barnes. Chris Brown, his work was on digital nudges for encouraging developer behavior under the supervision of Dr. Christopher Parning. Dr. Sarah Heckman will represent Dr. Parning for the hooding. Joanne Christensen. Her research was on richly communicative systems for machine learning training under the direction of Dr. Ben Watson. Dr. Watson was not able to be here today, so I will represent him for the hooding. Yihuan Dong. His dissertation was on promoting and studying teacher engagement and novice student behavior in block-based programming environments, supervised by Dr. Tiffany Barnes. Efat Farhana. Her research was on science reading behavior of middle school students within a digital literacy platform. Her advisor was Dr. Colin Lynch. Anirudh Ganzi. His work was on network performance analysis of Internet of Things, cloud, and mobile systems under the direction of Dr. Mohammed Sazad. We also have a late addition to the graduation ceremony, Nikki Gitinabard. Her dissertation was on understanding student habits in blended courses under the supervision of Dr. Colin Lynch. Hui Guo. The title of his dissertation was Informative Events and Stories in Text Related to Software Development under the direction of Dr. Munidar Singh. Zhen Guo. She worked on understanding interaction and persuasion in online argumentative discussions, also under the direction of Dr. Munidar Singh. Jingsu He. The title of her dissertation was Automatically Fixing Performance Bugs and Extracting Bug Signatures for Cloud Systems. Her advisor was Dr. Xiaohui Helen Gu. Jordan Justock. He worked on enhancing the security and privacy of the web browser platform via improved web measurement methodology. His advisor was Dr. Alexandros Kapravelos. Ye Mao. Her research was on temporal skill discovery for modeling student learning progression across STEM domains under the direction of Dr. Min Chi. Samiha Marwan. The title of her dissertation was Investigating Best Practices in the Design of Automated Hints and Formative Feedback to Improve Students' Programming Outcomes. Her advisor was Dr. Thomas Price. Onkar Patil. His research was on assessing the performance of and devising optimization strategies for heterogeneous memory under high-performance computing workloads under the direction of Dr. Frank Mueller. Markel Sanz-Osen. His dissertation was on a transfer learning framework for human-centric deep reinforcement learning with reward engineering, also under the direction of Dr. Min Chi. Robinson Udechiku. His research was towards realizing a choice-based co-optimizable networking paradigm. His advisor was Dr. Rudra Datta. Peipei Wang. Her dissertation was analysis of regular expression usage in software developments under the direction of Dr. Catherine Stolley. I will now call the names of master's graduates. The first group are those receiving the Master of Science with thesis. Rishabh Agrawal, John Thomas Baker, Bhavana Balraj, Suma Kasa, Arvind Sastha Kumar, Aditya Parki, Purvaza Penmeta, Sen Chao. Okay. The second group are those receiving the Master of Science non-thesis degree. This is a degree that is awarded to PhD students after they complete their qualifying exam and advanced coursework. The two graduates in this category are Usman Mahmoud Khan and Gabriel Silva de Oliveira. The last and largest group are graduates who will be receiving the Master of Computer Science. Liam Adams, Aaron Rothmick Casey, Tanya Chu, Luis de los Santos, Sriya Dakal, Great Doherty, Colin Michael Foley, Miranda Jean Gabbett, Mark Kubler-Gass III, Sarah Gozzi, Stephen Green, Surbhi Jha, Sun Jia, Alec Joseph Lando, Xiaohan Liu, Abrar Mesbah, Jie Min, Jonathan Nguyen, Aaron Ott, Anna Owens, Timothy Ozimek, Sumitos Pal, Casey Paver, Ruth Perry. Ruth Perry. Javier Alexander Sanchez. Eric Barry Starner. Abhishek Gimire. John Warren. Chen-Wei Zhou. Yuze Zhu. Hars Kachedia. Tirth Patel. Please join me in congratulating the graduates. And now Dr. Sarah Heckman, Director of Undergraduate Programs, will call the names of bachelor's degree recipients.
Thank you, Dr. Ruskis. The Bachelor of Science degree in Computer Science is conferred upon students who have successfully completed a program of study, including both general coursework in the humanities, social sciences, mathematics, and physical sciences, as well as specialized courses in computer science. Our students have worked very hard, both at their academic studies and at a variety of co-ops, research opportunities, internships, part-time and full-time jobs. Our students have employment opportunities at Fortune 500 companies, innovative startups, or are pursuing entrepreneurial ambitions. Other students are pursuing graduate studies at the master's and PhD levels. We know that these accomplishments cannot happen without the support of family and friends, so thank you to all who supported our undergraduate students during their journey. We are very proud of them and their accomplishments. The following students had their Bachelor of Science in Computer Science degrees conferred on June 20th, 2021. Jarrett Benjamin Rayford. Matthew Stephen Zahn. The following students had their Bachelor of Science in Computer Science degree conferred on July 30th, 2021. Munra Alamro. Brandon Cocadefiro. Ian Holmes. Wenya Wang. Brendan Gregory Leck. Joseph Michael Lutz. The following students are candidates for the Bachelors of Science in Computer Science. Nithika Adure. Addison Curry Agatucci. Kaz Akhtar. Ful-Ah Sayab. Michael Babb. Shalini Balagapal. James Henry Barkley. Lorenzo David Badagelli. Andrew Paul Benison. Ryan Alexander Benison. Griffin Brookshire. Dominic Taylor Brown. Griffin Robert Beasing. Thomas John Caldwell. Ryan Patrick Cottlefew. Pradhan Shadavna Grada Chatun Vekuta Ramaya. Bansi Tratala. Alexander Dalton Chung. Nicole Kohlberg. Kylie Kopic. Brandon James Daggerhart. Sebastian De La Torre. Emily Dreyer. Justin Jacob Eso. Noah Dominic Eggen-Schawieler. Tyler Alexander Emery. Max Jared Estes. Samantha Lindsay Fushelo. Lydia Gray. Christina Gergis. Wasim Henna. Gavin Cooper Harden. Simon Bryant Hayes. Nicholas Edward Huron. Ryan William Hess. John Logan David Hobbs. Eli Wesley Hunter. Jason Michael Hurst. Ria Marie John. Kunal Kapoor. Benjamin David Kimbrough. Kyle Lee Klenke. Stephen Joseph Kubik. Benjamin Joseph Lako. Michael Mana Dewey Le. Erin Rose Litty. Zhuyi Liu. Athul Ashok Muske. Manishka Mather. Logan Paul Mahalik. Robert Jackson Miller. Colton Joseph Moore. Garrett James Murray. Neil Kapesh Patel. Bryce Charles Padazal. Anisha Ponapati. Nicholas Alexander Ponton. Thomas Alexander Poole. Gabriel Joseph Reynolds. Nicholas Robert Richardson. Bryce Rooney. Kieran Page Ruff. Samuel Jerome Ryan. Wesley Martin Smith. Andrew Stewart. Akil Kaja Thalasila. Tanvi Thumur. Thaddeus James Tuchka. Bruno Candido Volpato da Cunha. Travis Jacob Walter. Kelly April Wang. Samuel Thomas Weaver. Matthew Hunter West Whiteman. John Forrest Woodfield. Sarah Michelle Willis. Yizhao Wu. Vincent Jian Xian. Ding Dong Yao. Ting Wei Zheng. I would like to welcome our graduates and candidates for graduation to the ranks of computer science alumni. Please congratulate our summer 2021 graduates and fall 2021 candidates for graduation.
This brings us to the end of our December 2021 graduation ceremony, and on behalf of the Department of Computer Science, thanks to everyone for participating, thanks to the families and friends for coming, thank you to the students, the staff, the faculty, and congratulations to all our students and to their families. Take care, everyone. We hope to see you again. Thank you.
baby. I promise I can take it.